Hello friends, I am Dr. Madhukar Jadhav. In previous lecture, we have seen regarding various aeration techniques for the activated sludge process, or we can say modifications in activated sludge process to get the maximum efficiency. In this lecture, we are going to study regarding sequential batch reactor and then operational problems in ASP. So, starting with sequential batch reactor. A sequencing batch reactor is an activated sludge type wastewater treatment system which can carry out various treatment operations in one tank. As we have seen for ASP, there are various tanks. First PST is there, then aeration tank, then SST is there. So 2-3 tanks are there, but in case of SBR, sequential batch reactor, there is one tank only, and in this tank all the operations are taking place. A specific volume of wastewater called a batch is first screened to remove the large particles within the wastewater. The reactor in a tank in which air is pumped to ensure that a sufficient supply of oxygen is present for aerobic biochemical process to occur. Now see, in this sketch, this is the tank in which the influent wastewater is coming, and this is properly mixed and properly aerated. Then next, this is the second step which is taking place, which is called as a reaction stage. In this, whatever the microorganisms present in wastewater, they stabilize the organic matter by the use of oxygen which is available over there. After that, the content is kept stagnant for certain time period, and due to this, the heavier or coarser material will settle at the bottom. Then the decant stage, so whatever the supernatant treated sewage is there, it is taken out, and whatever the bottom sludge is there, the bottom sludge, we can say excess sludge is wasted, and depending upon the food to microorganism ratio, the remaining sludge goes to the next batch process. So here again for that sludge oxygen is supplied. So in this way this cycle repeats in a single tank, and that's why it is called as sequential batch reactor. Then next one, the addition of oxygen allows microorganism to consume dissolved organic matter in the wastewater that are not removed by screen chamber, or we can say settling chamber. After specific period of aeration, the wastewater in the reactor is allowed to settle, as we have seen in the previous slide. The sludge that settles at the bottom now preliminary consists of microorganisms that have fed on the organics from the wastewater. Then after the treated effluent is discharged, small portion of the sludge which is rich in microorganism is removed from the bottom or from the reactor. This helps for quickly re-establish a population of microorganism within the next batch of wastewater delivered to the reactor, reducing the amount of time necessary for treating the each batch. Next one, usually more than one reactor is needed so that while one batch of wastewater is being treated, additional flow can be directed elsewhere. The number of reactors ultimately depends upon the expected volume of wastewater flow and the amount of time allowed for the treatment of each batch in the reactor. A longer retention period produces less sludge and clearer effluent by sequential batch reactor, and this is the main advantage of this SBR. Then next one, operational problems in activated sludge process. So one of the most important problem which is observed at the time of working of ASP is the sludge bulking. The biological sludge which does not settle and compact properly in the secondary settling tank, leaving small amount of clear supernatant at the top, is called as sludge bulking. Sludge bulking can be caused by the growth of filamentous organism that will not settle. Second one, the growth of microorganisms that incorporate large volume of water into their cell structure, making their density near that of water and thus causing them not to settle, but they will float on the surface of the wastewater. The factors which may lead to the development of sludge bulking are: first one, inadequate air supply, means if aeration is not proper, due to this also sludge bulking takes place. Then low pH value, if the pH of the if the pH of the wastewater is low, in this case also the sludge bulking takes place. Then prolonged detention of sludge in the settling tank. Then next one, a sudden change in the character of sewage due to discharge of septic solids from the sewage system. And the last factor is introduction of certain industrial sewage containing elements which favor the growth of filamentous microorganisms. So due to all these reasons, there may be chances of sludge bulking. Then there is necessity to remove this particular problem. So the various remedial measures which may be adopted for controlling the bulking of sludge are as below. First of all, reducing the sewage flow to the aeration tank for a short period of time so that more oxygen will be available for the sewage. Second one, reducing the suspended solids in the sewage. Next one, prolonged aeration. We have to increase the time of aeration. Next one, re-aeration of the return activated sludge. Next one, chlorination of sewage or return activated sludge so as to control the growth of filamentous organisms. A reasonable range of chlorine requirement is between 0.2 to 1% by weight of the sludge. Then raising the pH of the wastewater to about 8 or more by adding the lime. And last one, addition of hydrogen peroxide to control the growth of filamentous microorganism. So by doing these processes, the sludge bulking can be minimized or avoided. Then next cause is floating or rising of the sludge. It is due to the denitrification in the settling tank, releasing nitrogen bubbles which floats on the sludge surface. This problem is due to high sludge age and due to a long solid retention time in clarifier. So what will happen? Sometimes the rising sludge will float on the surface, and this is mainly due to denitrification, that is removal of nitrogen in settling tank. Now this problem may occur mainly due to the high sludge age, and second one due to the long solids retention in the secondary clarifier. Now this problem can be solved by increasing RPM of scraper and application of chlorine to the secondary clarifier sludge. So this is all about in this lecture. Thank you.